Dave, it's been a few days since that victory and all the shots. You obviously had more time to reflect. As nothing but positives are really from the weekend, and especially the link up of Armstrong and Oates back up top together.
Yeah, it was a great result for us. Really good performance, and thoroughly justifying of the 3 points. So like I said, we've looked at that. We've looked at areas that potentially we think we can do a little bit better, or things that we got some joy from, that we can, I suppose, progress. We've worked on that this week, and hopefully there'll be signs of that in the game at the weekend. But I say another challenge for us, one that we're really looking forward to, and hopefully we can back up last week with another good performance and another 3 points.
How much do you believe we needed that victory, not just for the significance of the league table, but mentally going into the run of games of the playoffs as well? Has that done us a lot of favours mentally?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Listen, you want to win every game, and you potentially can say that you need to win every game. And if you're on the back of a couple of games that you've lost, then it's important not to lose or to win the next one. Yeah, that's always going to be the case. I think just in terms of probably the two defeats that we had, mentally, I think for me, what affects the fact that those two defeats take away the opportunity from you to finish first or second, not stop us getting into the playoffs, if you like. So that's the biggest thing that mentally you have to deal with. All of a sudden, one objective that you hope to have and that had been not in our grasp but had been achievable for us has now been taken away through us losing those games. So what you have to do is you have to move on. Our performances didn't dip significantly, so I wasn't concerned that all of a sudden we'd gone from being flying and in form because we hadn't lost in 16 or something, to all of a sudden now we're massively out of form. We lost 2 games, and one that was, like I said previously, one was at a tight game, and one where we made uncharacteristic, really bad mistakes that fundamentally cost us a game of football. You've got to move on from that. And if there were any question marks, if there were any little bits of questioning, confidence and things like that, that's certainly being put to bed. So that's a positive. But in the grand scheme of things, we're in a good place. Those 2 results, yeah, we're disappointed with, because like I say, they've taken away the opportunity for us to finish in those top 2 places. But you have to move on, and we've moved on, and we're looking forward to the next however many games we've got left, whether it be 4 games, 5 games. We know that if we can be unbeaten in those 5 games, then we can achieve what would be a great objective for ourselves.
2 games to go, and then obviously the playoffs. When you look back at the whole season, at the beginning of the season, would you have taken this position now, or do you almost feel like, obviously you said that the challenge for first or second is out the window a little bit? Would you have felt like we could have challenged a little bit more?
No, absolutely. I'd have taken the position we're in now. I think with where we were at the back end of last season, we had a good run. We've obviously had a significant change around in the summer in terms of personnel. Again, probably with where we are and expectations as a club, massive club for this level. But in reality, we're a team that, probably putting things into context, with us, we're around probably mid-table, and we wanted to compete for those playoff places. What we've done is we've managed to continue the positivity we had at the back end of last season. We've not had the benefit of having our supporters in the ground and being able to use that as a positive. And we've put a really good one together and got ourselves as one of the better teams in the league that's going to finish in the top 7. These leagues are really, really difficult, because anywhere from step 1 downwards, if you like, in terms of the non-league pyramid, there's one promotion place, and that's always going to be difficult to to sort of nail down. But there's another 6 places where you give yourself the opportunity in a bit of a lottery at the end of the season to try and get out. And we'd absolutely taken that at the start of the season. As you progress and as you start winning games, expectations can rise a little bit. And we gave ourselves a shot at the top 4, one of 4 teams that potentially could have gone on and won the league. We've not managed to do that. So there's slight disappointment within that, but we've still got a big chance, and we've got to do everything we can to make sure we take that chance. But regardless of what happens, the season's been a brilliant season for us, and one that, regardless whether we achieve what we want to or not, we have to build on it, regardless of what level we're playing at, and that'll be the sole focus. But like I say, we've got a really exciting couple of weeks, or potentially month, if you like, that we're gonna embrace, we're gonna look forward to, and we're gonna try and win.
I know your complete focus is on obviously this weekend in Weymouth and the playoffs, but next season is just around the corner. It'll be a quick turnaround whenever the season does finish for us. How much as a club now are we looking at next season in terms of players who might not be in contract, players discussing new contracts, and them type of things always in the back of your mind?
Of course they are. We're in a situation that's really difficult, because we're, I suppose, planning with 3 or 4 different plans. So you look at recruitment, you look at budgets, you look at pre-season, you look at pre-season games, you look at how that works. Potentially for us, our season, the end potential date for our season could be the 20th of June. And if you're successful within that, the EFL season kicks off on the 7th of August, which is 7 weeks further down the line. It's a ridiculously quick turnaround, and that's something you have to deal with. It's always tough in terms of where you are contract negotiation wise, with players that are in contract, out of contract. It's a really hard one. Timing's never going to be ideal. But I think at the moment, although, like I say, discussions are taking place, and we've spoken to the players in most instances around what our potential thoughts are. We do need to have some focus on where we're at now, because, like I say, there's a massive opportunity in front of us, and we don't want things distracting from the potential prize that's there for us to go and grab. So yes, things are progressing, if you like, but our focus has to be around what's in front of us over the next month, and if that is to the detriment of things a little bit further on, then I think it's a consequence that we all have to deal with at the moment.
Looking to this weekend, then we head to Sutton, and their success is obviously shown by the league table. What do you make of this Sutton side, especially when you consider when they came to our place earlier in the season? And obviously, we came out with that victory, but we've always kind of been looking at Sutton thinking, I know from a fan's point of view, been looking thinking that they're going to have a drop, they'll have a drop, that they have to have a drop, but consistently they've kind of gone all the way.
Yeah, listen, from my perspective, I think some people will see that. I didn't see that, to be honest, in terms of I think they're pretty steady in what they do and how they go about it. I think if you look at it and from their perspective, they may have lost important players injured. Maybe that then would have coincided with a bit of a drop, but what they've done is they've managed to keep the players fit and be able to pick pretty much the same side for a large part of the season, which is obviously massively important. Credit to them for being able to do that. You have to be, like I say, a tad fortunate, but what you have to do is make the most of that. And they've not changed in terms of the style of what they do and how they go about things, the shape and what they do and how they go about things. As you say, they've been really consistent, and probably their run, if you like, was a run that coincided with maybe 4 draws or something like that, rather than a significant number of losses. So that's credit to them. Like I say, they've probably, as you say, in most people's view, will be thinking, oh, they're going to have a run. They're going to have a run. They've just, like I say, they've been really, really steady. Know what they're all about. Know what their strengths are. Know what their weaknesses are. And have been able to, like I say, deal with that and churn out consistent results. And that's, like I say, credit to them for doing that. And over the course of the season, they deserve to be where they are. So they'll be looking to, like I say, they've given themselves the opportunity now that's in their hands to go and finish the job, and I'm sure they'll be looking to do that.
Just said it there. They've got the opportunity to finish the job. It's such a heavyweight battle on Sunday. Obviously, the game being moved to Sunday. Now it's live on BT Sport. There's an opportunity for Sutton to win the title, and there's going to be about over 1,000 Sutton fans in the stadium. How much of this do you bring into your preparation, and does it factor the game at all?
Not really. Again, it's not something that affects us, if you like, in terms of how we go about things. We've got our own objectives in terms of what we need to do and where we need to be. That could change on Saturday, and could be completely different going into Sunday's game. But it's not something that we're sort of preparing for. We're planning to go there. Planning to go there and pick a team that we think can win the game, and do everything that we can to, like I say, to look after ourselves. And that's, again, always been the case. Obviously, having supporters back will bring another dynamic to that. But again, whether we're at home or away, we'll get our opportunity next week to play in front of our own fans. I'm sure all the players will be absolutely made up that they're playing in front of some supporters, and there's going to be some atmosphere within the ground. Potentially, as you say, a really tense one, maybe a really vibrant one, but one that we can use, like I say, for experience and moving forward for us with games that potentially we'll have to go and play going into the playoffs.
Just finally for us, any team news, any injury news heading into this weekend?
No, in the main, we're okay. Like I say, Harvey will miss out again. Although, like I say, there's been some progress with him, and he's getting better as such. So hopefully we'll potentially see him back out on the grass next week, and he becomes available for us for the following weekend. But we'll just, like I say, we'll play things by ear. Apart from that, we're in a good place, and looking forward to what is a really exciting, hopefully, month ahead for us.